Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to the Tribe of the Tides, where in the last episode, Splash took his very first steps into the water, and we also had an abundance, a very strange abundance of twins born into the pack. We have our little panda twins over here, Blossom and Bamboo, and then we have our fiery twins, I believe it's Flame and Ember. There they are, and then way back here, we also had two little twins born from Meme, Miko and her little brother Kukirnu. So that is adorable. I don't know what happened in this pack in the last episode to cause so many little twins to be born, but actually we might be able to sneak one more baby out of Daisy and Hunter. It looks like Daisy has 5 days left of her life, so she could possibly have just like one more baby with Hunter, and we can see if maybe it ends up looking like any of these children too. Maybe it'll be somebody completely different. Maybe it'll be somebody with the tiger stripes. That would be excellent because I don't want to lose those either. So we'll give that a try. But Miko is actually going to be taking center stage in this episode because we're hoping that she's going to be able to breed with Splash. And Splash is currently way out in the water with all of his little fishy friends. Look at all these fish. If he only had a claw, if he only had some sort of way to snatch them up, then he would be perfect. He would be absolutely golden right now. But that's why we're going to try to refine his line. We're going to slowly start breeding in, hopefully, some different paws on him. I think that's really the main concern right now. We're going to see if we can hopefully have some babies without the no paw. The double no paw is kind of like a mixed bag, just based on our previous experience with the wandering males on the harder islands. Sometimes the babies end up with the double no paws too, but we have had situations where they've only ended up with one no paw. So that's kind of like the best possible situation that I'm shooting for right now. And actually, we probably want to have Splash start moving his way up onto the shore. He has 3 turns to do so he can kind of skip up here, there we go, and then he'll end his turn right there. So he's getting a little bit closer. I guess we'll move him right over to this nest. It's kind of close to where he was hanging out on the shore anyway, so we'll move him here, and little Miko can move over here as well. I wonder, she could actually meet him, couldn't she? She could actually meet him, but I think what we might actually want to do is have them breed first. We'll keep the mutation menu ready for their children, because we were trying to make sure that their children would be without the hemophilia and the short-sighted trait. So far, so good. Some of them have one gene of the hemophilia, but the short-sighted trait is completely gone from this line, which is excellent. The short-sighted eyes are kind of like the quiet nuisance in this game now, because if too many of your creatures end up with the short-sighted eyes, then you end up with a lot of darkness in the pack. So let's go ahead and move Daisy over here, and then her little baby Blossom can move, I guess this way for now, so that she has somewhere else to sit. We'll have them breed, we'll have her sit right here, and then pick up some berries too, because we do need to make sure that the food, of course, is staying quite high. Poor little Strawberry is going to be passing away on the next turn too. She has done so well just picking her berries over here right on the shore. I think she really enjoys the beach. She loves watching all the little fish scoot around in the water right here, and of course she loves watching those shells too. So we'll go ahead and pick the berries with her for her very final turn, and then why don't we have her sit a little bit closer to the shore while she passes so that she can enjoy the sights. She can enjoy just gazing out on the water, I suppose. And Hunter can use his last couple of turns for the berries too. There we go, and then why don't we actually scoot him over to this berry bush, because he might need to help his children gather from these. Of course, since they have so many of those claws, it's a little bit harder for them to gather up the berries. Flame was the only one who managed to inherit his mother's nimble fingers, so he's going to be quite helpful for at least on this side of the pack where we have so many berry bushes. We do need to make sure that some of our children at least are inheriting the nimble fingers, because that's going to be very, very helpful for us as we try to increase our food supply to possibly migrate islands in the future. Rira also has the nimble fingers, so I was hoping that we could maybe find a male for her to breed with, and if we can, then we will do that in this episode too. Meme, on the other hand, is just kind of exploring this area right now because her little bunny friends are not interested in hopping out of their burrow. Let's have her light up that area for now, and then of course this little duo over here, this very, very strange pair. We have Sienna and her new friend Speck, who kind of came out when they were both teenagers and said hi to her. So they have been traveling very, very far. They've made their way all the way from this nest over to this tree. And in this episode, I'm hoping that they'll be able to clear it all out. I'm crossing my fingers too that they're not going to run into a carnivore, because that would definitely spell disaster for that poor pair. Let's have Miko just pick these berries for now, and then I suppose we'll have her sit by this berry bush. We'll have her sit there just for now, and I think that might actually be it. her little brother's right here. We could have him sit maybe a little bit closer just to get rid of some of the darkness in this area, though I don't like all the darkness right by the nest either, so we'll just have to shuffle these guys around in the next turn. We'll go ahead and watch this new baby, this very final baby that Daisy is going to give birth to. And let's see, oh my gosh, it's another panda. Oh my goodness, another twin. So now they have become triplets. They have become the panda triplets. Oh my goodness, so what are we going to name this one? We have Blossom, we have Bamboo, so we might as well go ahead and name this one Bloom. We'll keep up with the bee names and also the plant-related names because this part of the family has managed to carry on that tradition all the way from a flora. And wait a second, is that a bunny back there? I just barely saw its little feet. Oh my goodness, Meme, now is your chance. So close to the end of your life too. So let's pounce on this guy, let's grab him, and then you can immediately just take the meat in for the pack. Oh my goodness, so that was the very first bunny that has spawned from this burrow, at least while we've been watching it. I mean, I'm sure the bunnies have come out of there before we even cleared it out, but that's interesting. I wonder if they don't spawn while you're on top of them anymore, because on different islands that I've played during this update, the bunnies have spawned again, so I'm not 100% sure. We'll just have to keep a very close eye on it. We'll leave Meme there for the rest of her life at least, and we'll see if maybe we can get a couple more little bunnies hopping out. Let's go ahead and have little Flame pick the berries though, since he has the nimble fingers, and then we'll go ahead and have the rest of his family kind of finish that off. Lily, yeah, you're getting a little bit close to the end of your life too, aren't you? So let's pick the berries over here. Somebody's going to have to come down to this one and help her out though, because of course, since she has that no paw, she doesn't pick them very quickly. And now we do need to figure out how we're going to breed these two. We do need to figure out how we're going to set up the mutation menu, specifically to get rid of the no paw. I'm not going to worry too much about the hemophilia right now, but we'll breed it out in waves basically. So once we get rid of the no paw situation, then we'll focus on the hemophilia again. So to start things off, let's put the runner leg in the 30% slot, because usually that tends to override the no paw. I mean, sometimes we had a little bit of a string of bad luck last time we attempted this, but we do definitely want to put the Gills in here too. That's definitely an important one because we want his baby to have the gills. We definitely want to see that getting passed along if nothing else. So let's have Splash come over here and breed with her. And then she could actually scoop up a few of the berries before she scoots straight over to this nest. There we go. So in the next turn, she'll be able to have her baby. We can have Rira just go ahead and scoop up a couple of these. And then, oh, it looks like her little brother's all grown up too, Kukirinu. So what can we do with you? I suppose we could actually have you kind of like help these guys out. You can kind of like take on the role of a guard at the moment, because these guys would not be doing very well if they ran into any trouble. So let's have Sienna scoot her way around poor Speck. We'll have them play leapfrog into the tree, and there we go. We can already see some of our little acorns here. Alright, we have a rock here too, which is really unfortunate because that's actually going to make it harder for us to move around. But we'll go ahead and clear that out. We'll have little Kukirinu clear out some of this grass too, so that we have a wider pathway, just in case we need some more of our warriors to get down there in a pinch. Let's have Daisy pick up her berries too, since she is one of the few creatures with those nimble fingers. And we'll have her children at least do the best that they can. There we go. Let's have Blossom move up here so that she can pick from that bush. And I think we're about good. We just have Hunter left, so let's have you move right here and help Lily out. Alright, I think we're good now. We have this patch of darkness that we definitely need to do something about, and in fact, Splash could move at least right here to light it up a little bit, and then we can go ahead and skip the turn. So let's see, our first baby, did we have good luck? Well, almost. I mean, he doesn't have the gills, so that's not exactly good luck. He has it in his genetics, so we could possibly pull it out again. But he does have one no paw, but he has the nimble fingers. So it's not a complete loss. We can actually bring him down to the shore anyway, so that he can crack open some of these shells. Some of these shells that we need to gather up all across the beach. So he can definitely join his family, but we do need to straight away breed these guys again. So we'll have Splash breed with her, and then she can sit again by the berry bush and just pick some berries until her baby is ready to move out of the nest. I suppose we could have them alternate between these two nests if it's possible. We could position Splash a little bit closer to the middle, and then she could possibly move between both of the nests so that we can have like the maximum amount of babies being born from this pairing before they get too old. I mean, Splash only has 10 days left of his life, so it's a little bit concerning. She has 16 days, so she has a little bit longer to live, but we definitely want to see some little gilled babies being born from Splash. So fingers crossed that this next one will be a little bit more lucky. Let's have you guys just clear out all of this grass though, so that somebody can come down here pretty soon. We'll have Sienna clear out all of this. There we go, and then I think you can actually clear out a little bit more. We'll have you move right there, and then on the next turn he can just at least clear out all of the grass around this tree. Now you guys just have some berries to pick. I suppose Hunter could peek in this grass for us, and I almost forgot we have another berry bush back here that Sienna actually found with Spec. So all of the nimble-fingered creatures are going to have to spread themselves out along the island. But let's move you, little baby, out of the nest so that hopefully you can grow a little bit faster. I'm not sure if it really stunts them if they just stay in the nest. I know it stunts them if their mother is with them too, but I'm not 100% sure if they need to move out of the nest to start growing. So we do want to actually start changing their gems over. This family I was giving the gems of Daisy, so we'll make the first one blue, and then the second one will be green. And we can do the same for Flame as well. I mean, technically, these guys would be a little bit more suited to the orange gems just because they are our fiery little brothers, but I do want to make sure that they're sticking with their family gems. I was actually thinking that maybe Ember could breed with Rira? Maybe? I mean, their immunity genes aren't the best, so that might not be the best idea. They both have A, so their babies might end up a little bit more sick. And it looks like Flame is the same way, unfortunately, with his I and F. So I'm not sure. What about you, Bamboo? You have F and A. Yeah, it seems like most of these creatures are ending up with the same immunity genes again, but we're going to have to just work with what we're dealt with at this point. How about you, though? How about you? Let's see, F and G? So that would be a possibility just based on the immunity genes, and then we might be a little bit more likely to get rid of the no paw too, since she doesn't have one. My only concern is that it might be too long, because he is just a tiny baby right now, so it might take too long for him to grow up. And you know, I just realized that I didn't name him too, Ronuduke. I mean, honestly, his mother and of course his uncle both kept their regular names, their randomly generated names, and since he doesn't have the gills like his father, maybe we'll stick with the naming structure of his mother's family. So we'll go ahead and let him keep his name, Ronuduke. I mean, it's pretty cute anyway. But are we out of turns now? It looks like we might be just about out of turns. We could have Daisy move over here and pick up a couple more of these berries for us. But otherwise, I think we are just about done. I think since Meme is on her very last turn, we'll have her come over here and just, oh my goodness, discover a brand new nest for us. All right, that is perfect. It's directly under the tree too, which is so cool. Well, there you go, Meme. You managed to find us another very helpful resource before you passed away. But let's go ahead and skip the turn now. Oh, poor Meme. There she goes. But she brought the rain. Oh, how perfect is that? That is so perfect. But now we actually have to move this little baby right out of the nest, so we'll move him there for now. And then Miko can sit in the nest and pick some of these berries before these little bunnies get a whiff of them and start hopping out. Thankfully, if they're not going to spawn if we're too close to them, then that means we should be perfectly safe to gather up the berries at our own speed. But let's have Sienna move over this way, we'll have her peek in that grass, and then of course around here too. And there's another berry bush. Oh my gosh, we have so many berry bushes on this island. I mean, I shouldn't complain. I am definitely not complaining because that means that we'll have plenty of food to take with us to our next islands. But let's have Kirkunu pick some of these berries for us. Even though he doesn't have the nimble fingers, we'll have Daisy, only 2 days left on her. Oh, that is so sad. We'll have her pick as many berries as she can in the time she has left, and then her son can do the same. Even though they're not exactly meant to pick the berries, they can do as best as they possibly can. And why don't we actually start moving little Flame to the shore too? Since he has the nimble fingers, maybe he could collect some shells for us. On his next turn, we'll move him over here so he can pick up this little shell in the water. And he could also pick from Strawberry's bush too. If we sit him right there, then he can pick on both of those up as long as he has enough turns. Now I think it's just down to Lily and Hunter. Lily, you are going to need so much help, and it's her last turn too. Oh my goodness, this entire area is going to go dark. That is going to be a little bit unfortunate for you, Hunter. But I think that's all that we can possibly do, especially with Splash here. I guess you could just come over here and at least peek in this grass for us. There we go, and then we can move you right back so that you can light up the area a little bit more. And then we'll go ahead and skip the turn, and we'll see our next little baby. Hopefully it has gills. Ah, no, it doesn't have gills. Oh gosh, it's that big nose again. Oh, what is with the big nose? I didn't place it in there, right? I definitely didn't. But at least, yet again, we ended up with only one no paw, so that's a good thing. Very, very unfortunate that we're having so much trouble with the gills, but let's go ahead and have them try to move straight to another nest in this turn. We'll have Splash move right here, and then we can have Miko move right here, breed with him, and then sit straight in this nest. There we go. So they are going to have as many babies as possible until they finally manage to have another guild creature, I guess. Let's have you pick up your berries, and let's see what the name of this one is. Duktata? Alright, so we'll let him keep his name too, considering that he looks so much like his mother. So both of those little twins, I mean, again, they're almost twins, aren't they? Almost twins. I mean, just the different paws and whatnot, and a slightly different color, but that is so strange. How are we ending up with so many twins right now? Now, we are definitely going to need somebody to light up this area, and it might actually be, well, Daisy, but she's going to pass away on the next turn, so that wouldn't be very helpful, because I did want her to pick up those berries, but I think it would actually be better for her to just pick these and then scoot down here and pick these too. And then we'll have her children kind of go this way instead. So Bloom, you can pick from this bush, and then we'll have Blossom, I guess, like scoot up this way so that she can help her little twin too. I mean, they look exactly the same. The only difference is actually their tiny little feet. We have frog feet on Blossom, and then Bloom has the regular hind legs, and it looks like their tails might actually be different too. She has the fluffy tail, and of course we have the swimming tail on this one, so she's kind of more meant for the water, while Bloom is more meant for the land, which is quite interesting. If we end up breeding these different lines together, then maybe we would have Blossom pick up one of the hopefully guild creatures as her mate. I mean, we have to get the gills at least once in this episode, right? We have to. We definitely have the gills in here. I keep checking that, but we definitely have the gills. I mean, I'm a little bit afraid to switch these around just because I feel like we would be way more likely to have the double no paws if I did, and that wouldn't be helping us at all. So let's just have Bamboo pick his berries. We need to change this other gem over to blue too, and then I think we just have a little Flame down here. So you can sit right here and pick up this shell, and then in the next turn he can scoop up all of these berries. I think he'll be okay down here. We are going to make sure that he's safe, but I think he'll be just fine picking up the shells and whatnot for now. We don't have too many dangers to worry about on this island anyway, so we should be perfectly fine. Now Rira can pick up all of her berries. Let's see, how many days left on her? 6 days. 6 days left on her, so we're very close to hopefully coming to a decision here. And then, of course, this duo back here. You guys need to make a little bit more room for us in all of this grass. We do need to peek in this berry bush and this grass too. And now I believe that's the entire area cleared out, at least where the acorns would be dropping down. So you guys have completed your mission. You have been very, very successful. And there we go. I think everyone has completed all of their turns. So let's see. Is this going to be our good luck baby now? Is this finally going to be our good luck baby with gills? No! What is with that big nose? Oh my goodness, I have never had so much trouble passing the gills along before. Okay, and it's another little boy too, Kirduke. So we're going to keep along with the mother's way of naming her babies until we finally get another guild creature. And look at that, he has the running leg too, the no paw. I mean, should we just experiment? Should we just experiment with this and switch these around? This would be the time to experiment on this island, so let's just give it a try. We'll move Duktata right over here next to his brother. We'll move Miko right here. She can breed with Splash, and then she can sit in this nest over here and pick her berries too. We'll pick up these with Rira, and let's see, how many more days on you, little one? It seems like maybe 2 more days, maybe 3. I'm not 100% sure how long they stay teenagers, so we'll just keep a very, very close eye on that. For now, you could actually move down here and just keep an eye out for the shells. There's one right there. Okay, so we can pick that one up on the next turn too. We'll have you guys at least continue peeking in the grass. Since you have completed your mission, you might as well just clear it all out for us. There we go. And then we can actually have Speck pick a couple of the berries at least, since he does have one of the running legs. And then you, Kukirnu, you can pick up some of these berries. And I did want to see if maybe we could breed somebody with him. Let's see, I and F. So let's take a look at these little guys. Oh, look at that. Okay. G and A. This might be a good pairing. Let's see. Kukirnu and Blossom. They're both pretty young too, so now would be a good time to get started on that, and maybe we could start a little line of these clawed creatures again, these big sentinels. We could give that a try, and we could also possibly wait for Bloom, or they could both have little babies with Kukirnu. We'll see if that works. We'll have to bring him down here so that they can use these nests, since we're a little bit more sparse over here at the moment. There's much less creatures being born over here than way up here with Splash, as we're still trying desperately to get those gills. So let's have them for now just pick the berries so that they have enough food to sustain this new population. We only have 15 creatures too, so it's certainly not something that we can't handle at the moment. Oh, and it looks like Daisy finally passed away too. She did pass away right next to her berry bushes. We had Lily pass away in this episode. And in the last episode, we actually had Roro Duke pass away too. I'm not sure if I mentioned that or not, but that was very sad because he was actually the last son of Adam and Eve, I believe. The last remaining son. Let's have Ember sit right here, just to kind of light up the area a little bit more, especially around those nests, of course. I don't like that we have this big stripe of darkness right here, but there's not much that I can do about it right now because we need to keep Splash in the area. I suppose we could move a couple of the children down a little bit more, like Dutata and Kirduke. They could both move down just to kind of light up the area. But otherwise, I think we're just about done. Sienna, you could just move like right here to light up that. And then we'll go ahead and skip. And here we go again, baby number 4. Let's see if this one's going to be our lucky baby. I'm worried about the no pause though. Oh my goodness. Oh no, are those the spikes? Those are the spikes. We got the spikes again. What is going on here? No gills. Still no gills. We managed to get the running leg, so that's good. But the spikes, like where did that even come from? Okay, it must have come from Miko, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, like Splash does not have the spikes anywhere in his genetics. Oh my gosh, this is just craziness right now. I mean, we have to get at least one gilled baby in this episode, right? We have Anna Miko now, so she kind of named her little daughter after herself too, which is another reason why I'm probably going to keep that way of naming the babies for at least this side of the family. And we'll go ahead and I guess just shuffle these guys around again. I guess that's all we can do. We'll move Kirduke up this way so that he can keep an eye on the darkness once he grows up a little bit more. We'll move Miko right here. We'll have her breed with him and then she'll sit in the nest again. Like how many times am I going to have to do this? I don't know where they're pulling the big nose out from either. I guess it's her genetics. Is it really that much more dominant than the gills? I mean, she's not even showing the big nose. That's what's really confusing me about this. And it looks like, I mean, they're not even getting the ram horns either. I mean, Kirduke even has the antlers in his genetics. Where on earth did he pick that up from? Again, like the recessive genes. So this is quite interesting. This is quite tricky. We'll have Ronu Duke at least peek at this little rock so that we remember it's there. And then he can scoot a little bit further down the shore. We're going to keep him out of the water just so he doesn't drown because he is a little bit younger. It looks like, okay, he might have another 2 days before he grows up. And she only has 4 days left of her life. Oh my goodness. So what we could do is actually have Rira breed with Splash instead. The only problem is that their baby is definitely going to have the hemophilia because they both have the strong hemophilia genes in their genetics. So there's really no working around that. They both have different immunity genes at least, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, maybe we'll give that a try. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier to pass the gills over the spit snout. We'll just give it a try. We'll have Rira actually move to the other nest, I guess. She only has 4 days left, so she has to do this quickly. We could move her right here. He could come over here, breed with her. And then, would she have enough time to get over there? I think she might be just short. I mean, we could move Kukirinu right here just to light up the area. But I think, yep, she is just too short. So she'll have to go there in the next turn, I guess. So we'll have 2 more potential babies with the gills. We're getting a lot of babies in this pack right now, but I am so determined to get at least one gilled creature in this episode. I thought it would be so much easier now that we actually have a gilled creature, especially since we've placed the gills in our mutation menu, but I was clearly mistaken. Now we did want to start moving Kukirinu a little bit closer to these nests. So now that he's kind of like lit up the area for Rira to get over here, he'll start moving down this way. There we go, right next to Little Blossom, so that they can hopefully have a baby in the next turn. Possibly, because we don't want to mess with the mutation menu for Rira's child, but at least that way they'll be together. Now, how much life do you guys have left? I mean, they completed their journey in a very, very short amount of time, so they could honestly just explore the rest of this island, couldn't they? They could help us clear out as much of this grass as possible, just to see if we have any more hidden resources around here. So let's peek in this grass, and then we'll have you guys like play leapfrog again, just like you were before. You can come this way and peek in here, and then right down this way, right down this little strip of land, and we'll see if there's anything possibly like sneaking around in this area. Maybe on this very final tile that's just kind of like poking out of the beach right there. Who knows? Who knows what's going to be in that area? We'll have Hunter peek in this grass too, and then I think we just have the little fire brothers down here to deal with. So let's have Flame pick his berries too. We'll scoop up all of those, and then why don't you start moving this way? We'll see if there's any shells that you can pick up on the shore right here. And then you can pick these berries for us. and then that might be just about it. That might be all the turns that we can make. We could have you scoot at least right here to light up the area just a tiny bit more. And then let's see, is this finally going to be the one? Let's see if this is the one. Yet again, that big nose. So it is very hard for some reason to pass the gills over the big nose. Clearly. I mean, despite the fact that these guys aren't even showing the big nose, it is just completely taking over all of their children, and that is shocking. Let's have Rira sit in this nest so that she can have her baby, and hopefully that'll work. Maybe, oh my goodness, the spit snout will be a little bit easier, but what is this? Where on earth did you come from? Did you hit Hunter? Okay, thankfully he didn't hit Hunter, so like his entire family can come over here and just swarm the carnivore. This random carnivore that just kind of crept out of nowhere. Bloom, you can jump in here and slap him, and there we go. He was not that hard for us to beat. And now we have a nice little bounty of food too, so that was pretty good. And now we can have these guys kind of like settle down by the nest, I suppose. We'll have Blossom sit right in the nest, just so that she's like completely ready. We'll have Kukirinu sit right here and pick the berries for us, and then Ember, you're going to have to actually sit up here for us now, just to keep the area lit up. We certainly don't need any more of those carnivores just popping out of the grass on us. We'll have Flame start going this way. No new shells yet, that's a little bit surprising. Okay, there's one right there, and since he's fully grown now, I'm not too worried about putting him in the water. It does seem like if the creatures are younger, they end up suffocating when they're a little bit higher up. So Ronoduke, why don't you do the same? We'll have you move around this area. Yeah, no new shells. This is quite interesting. It seems like somebody kind of scooped up all of the shells while we weren't paying attention. I think I'm going to give this pairing a rest too. Like, this is obviously not working out. So we're just going to have Miko spend the rest of her time picking up the berries like she used to, since she does have those nimble fingers. And Splash, I guess you should just sit over here closer to Rira for now. Just for now. I mean, we have to have another guild creature. We cannot let those genetics die, not after we finally receive them. We'll have Sienna move down here for us and peek in a little bit of that grass. And then I think we might actually be done with all the turns that we can make. We just have these guys over here who can pick a couple of these berries. We'll have Duke Tata move right here so that he can sit between these bushes for now. We should probably actually have their mother sit right here instead. They can kind of swap places. We'll have little Kira Duke scoot a little bit closer too. There we go. I was a little bit concerned that it was going to end up giving us a lot of darkness on this side, but we're just fine because we have so many critters over here anyway. And now let's go ahead and skip the turn as we watch Rira. Now this better not be a spit snout child. This better be a guild child, okay? We are counting on you, Rira. It's all down to you now. Let's see what it's gonna be. Oh my gosh, you guys. Spit snout. It's a spit snout. It is actually a spit snout. Oh my goodness. I mean, it has the violet eyes. She has the violet eyes, so that's pretty good. But she also has the hemophilia. She did manage to get at least one running leg. Yeah, this is quite the predicament. This is quite the pickle. I guess what we are going to have to do, because unfortunately Splash is so close to the end of his life now, is we're just going to have to hope that we can mutate the gills back into our creatures at some point. We'll leave the gills in the mutation menu for as long as we possibly can, as we continue breeding the different lines. And there is a little bunny. Alright, who can actually pounce on you though? We're all too far away. Oh, isn't that just the way? Isn't that just the way that things work? It looks like most of these babies have not grown yet either, so they can't use up 3 turns to go pouncing after that guy. And of course, Splash can't even attack him. Miko, I guess you could scoot over here, jump on him here, and then finally grab him. And now one of the babies should be able to pick up the meat for us. There we go. So yeah, I guess what we're going to have to do is kind of focus on this family for now. We'll focus on this family in the next episode of Kukirinu and Blossom, and we'll leave the gills in the mutation menu on the 30% slot, so that hopefully one of their babies is going to end up with the gills, though because Kukirinu has the big nose trait, I'm a little bit concerned that that's not even going to work. Let's see, and we also have, of course, the hemophilia to watch out for. The only silver lining is that neither of them have the no paw, so we don't have to worry about the paw mutations right now. We can just focus on trying to get those gills back in the pack. Like, I was so excited that we managed to have our first guild creature so early on in the game, because of course it's just random whether or not we're going to unlock it, but it has been the hardest time just trying to get these gills back on our creatures, so I don't know what's going on. I guess we're just having a very, very rotten string of luck right now, but eventually we'll get it again. And in fact, why don't you go ahead and hop over here and grab up this little clamshell for us before we end out the episode. So thank you all so much for watching today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!